Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Tuesday's Talk with Grada. I'm so happy to be here with you again today. And over the next 20 minutes, I want to help you befriend yourself a little bit better. So for those of you who haven't met me before, I've been working as a mind-body healer, coach, therapist for many, many years. And I feel absolutely passionate about strengthening the relationship with yourself. And yesterday I was reading something about Bruce Lipton. Pretty much everyone in the transformational industry knows about Bruce Lipton and how he discovered that your genes don't dictate your life. It's your consciousness that is in charge of your life, right? So he was saying that when he asks the audience about self-love, any audience, wherever he goes around the world, and he asks the audience, have they thought about self-love? What does it mean to them? Literally 90% of the audience has never done any work, or self-love hasn't been on their radar. Basically, that's what he was saying. Only 10% of the audience does a little bit of work or consciousness in the area of self-love, and 90% doesn't, which is actually really, really tragic, right? So today I want to talk a little bit about self-love, what it is, how you can increase your capacity for self-love and why it's important. But it's a bit of a heavy topic, unfortunately, in our society. So I'm going to talk about how you can be your own best friend. So instead of self-love, we're just going to talk about befriending yourself, because that might be a little bit easier, especially if you're feeling down in the dumps today, and then the thought of self-love sometimes feels so far out of reach, right? But I still want you to know that in the journey of life, in the game of life, because literally it's like playing a game that you partake in, you do so much better in all areas of your life if you put in the hard yards and be open to increase your self-love, to cultivate it, to remove the plants of self-loathing, self-doubt, self-hatred. What do you call it? Some people call it self-destructive, limiting ideas. It all comes from the same stream. And why is this so important? Why do you think it's so important? Well, let's go right back to the beginning, when you came into this world as a beautiful little, gorgeous little baby. All babies are born as a bundle of love, right? They are full expression of the divine, of the creator, and they just come in 100% unconditional love. So that still remains our true essence. It doesn't matter how bitter you are, how broken you are, how confused you are, or whatever, how you find yourself in today's situation, your true essence is still deep inside of you somewhere, and that is unconditional love. So unconditional love, or loving yourself, is the way back into finding yourself. So what happens becoming as a child, and our parents are distracted, our parents are disconnected, lives happen to them, and as a little baby, from birth to 7, or even from conception to age 7, the little child is living in a deeply hypnotic trance all the time, day and night. It's called theta state. And so as a little child, we can't help it. We absorb all our parents' programming. So we watch our mommy and daddy do things, and then we think, well, that's how it's done. And maybe we watch them fight, maybe we watch many things, and we just photocopy it in. It goes into the computer, and those programs are uploading all day long without any screening mechanism. We also screen in, like, it goes into the hard drive. And also when we go to school, what our friends do, what our community does, what our culture does, and that becomes our truth, right? So by the time we're 7 and 8, we're fully marinated in the culture that we were born into, and that's us now, and that's a lot of the time far removed from our true essence. So the true essence, who you were when you came in as a soul, is kind of deeply buried inside your being now. And now actually what people don't realize is the journey of life is really uncovering your true essence and rebuild that connection to your innermost self. So today I thought we'll just take a little step back and talk about being your own best friend, because everyone can at least become their own best friend, and then your life starts to get so much better. And then we can warm it up even and talk more about self-love somewhere down the track. When my clients come to me, I do help them. Clients often come to me because they have pain somewhere, they know an area of their life isn't working, and we know that unconditional love heals everything, right? It's the force of the universe that literally heals everything down to the deepest DNA level. So I work with my clients to quickly, very at top speed, uncreate and delete negative limiting beliefs, stuckness, blockages, anything that gets in the way of their success. And thankfully, because of my treatments, I work with energy and other things, my intuitive skills. What would perhaps normally take 10 years of practicing self-love can be done in 5 minutes. So truly, the transformation is amazing, and I'm so happy that I can practice that. And that's why I feel free to talk about it, because I know that if you get stuck and it's not working, you can come to me, and when we work together, we can clear all that and allow the true healing energy flow, your connection, your mind-body connection, and everything to flow again. And that will flow into all your relationships, and you find it easier to feel good inside your body. I've had to do that myself the hard way. So when you think about a friend, right, you're not suddenly going to be anyone's friend, are you? So you want to know something about that person before you become their best friend, right? So today I want to tell you just some really interesting things about yourself that you may not know. So when you look at yourself, you are mostly energy. This is so boring, I've already told you that a million times, but people still don't get it. So you are actually mostly space and mostly energy. In fact, 99.9996% or something or other of you is energy, which is space, which is information, right? That you're also like a tuning fork. So if we go back into the cells though, so like the tiniest part of you only is material, physical, that you see. And so each cell has little receptor sites. So just imagine a cell, and your cell has like a mouth and eyes and ears, nose and all that, so it can smell, hear, see, notice and receive information. And those receptor sites are unique to you. So you and I can walk into the same room, and then I might smell roses or something, and you might smell freesias, right, or liliums, or I might smell a roast meal, and you might smell boiled eggs or something like that. And I might see the color blue, but you might only see the color green. So each one has our own unique experience of life. And by the way, at the best of time, we only see 1/1000th of reality. So when you work with me, I help you to see just a little bit more than that 1/100000th, and straight away, like, you are filled with so much more energy and self-respect, and everything feels easier and calmer. So these receptor sites on the cells, on the trillions of cells of you, are actually filter out a lot of reality, and they are used to your programming. So here we go. So for instance, you decide today, okay, I'm going to be my own best friend. I really don't like the feeling that I have in my body. I'm always beating myself up, or I'm telling myself things like, what did you do that for? Or get off your high horse, or that was so fake, or well, you really messed it up. And apparently we give ourselves something like 60,000 negative messages every day, right? So your cells, the receptor sites on your cells, are used to hearing that. And whether they like it or not, they have adjusted to those messages. And that's why suddenly you go, all right, I'm changing my life today. I've had enough of it. I'm going to be my own best friend. I'm going to love myself and all the rest. and you go to the mirror and you say, I love myself unconditionally, and you look into your left eye, which is the eye of your soul, and you say 100 times, I love myself unconditionally, I love myself unconditionally, or I love you so much, or you're awesome, you're amazing, you're smart, blah blah. It's causing it, like the receptor sites on your cells are simply not accepting it. It's going like, wow, she's gone crazy, we're losing her, she's lying, you're a liar. And then you get all the negative pressure building up in your body, and you're actually re-traumatizing yourself, right? So I'm just showing you the better ways of doing that. Having said that, affirmations, positive affirmations, are really, really important. They have a place, and they work very, very slowly. It's like a drip of water dripping on a rock or something, and eventually it will change the shape of a rock if you keep doing it. For positive affirmations to work, you have to do it for 3 to 6 weeks, and then you have to continue it for the rest of your life. So I rather do other things with my clients that work faster and stick permanently. So when I work with my clients, I make sure that the message goes into the cells. But before the new message can go into the cells, like for instance, the message can be, I deserve great health, or I deserve to be rich, right? I have to clear the old structure of the cells, and then so that the new can go in, and I do that with energy work, right? So, but having said that, there are things that you can do today that are really, really good and going to set you up to become your own best friend. And that's like you're stepping up the ladder. That helps you to have more self-love. And when you have more self-love, the whole universe responds, and you act quality situations into your life. All right. So what you can do, and this has been scientifically proven, and you have to get a piece of paper and a pen. So I meant to say this before we started. If you haven't got a piece of paper and a pen, watch this video again, right? Or stop the video right now if you're watching the replay. Get a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down 3 things that are very important to you about yourself, right? So for instance, it can be just something that, you know, this is absolutely intrinsically me, and if that was taken away from me, I wouldn't know who I was anymore, right? So it's something that you like about yourself, right? That you feel this is you. So like a very, very deep value, something that you value deeply. So for instance, for ease sake, I'm just going to say about myself, I love colors. And I'm an artist at heart. This is actually true. So I love that I'm an artist at heart, and I'm an artist soul, and I absolutely appreciate art and beauty. My soul needs beauty. So this is what I would write in. I love colors. I appreciate that I'm an artist. I love beauty. My soul needs beauty. I create beautiful rooms in my house. I create beautiful rooms with Pete and me together, and so on. So you write something like that, or you can write something like, I'm a mom. That's another thing that's really important to me. So I've been a mom for a long time, 40 years already. So I would write how important that is, what I love about being a mom. So all the positive, and that is in a sense a self-affirming exercise that's so, so important. So if you do that every day, you're going to be awesome friends with yourself, because you're actually, what's the word, anchoring in all the good parts of you, all the parts of you that give you so much joy, that really define who you are and that empower you. You're anchoring in all your strengths, rather, like your fortes. And if they actually did this in the education system at school, our children would all thrive, right? But if you go back to your school system, and even probably the way you were instructed as a child by your parents, the opposite happens. So what happens to children at school is like, oh, you're great at maths, but your English is atrocious. So you better focus. You need to do an extra 2 hours a week focusing on your English. And so this is the complete opposite to what needs to happen. So what researchers now know is if the child is brilliant at maths, or let's say drawing, I'll choose drawing then. You're the best drawer, but anyway, your English and maths is terrible. So you have to come in after school and do 2 hours of English and maths twice a week. That child, what science has shown now is that that child will be much better off spending 10 hours a week drawing, give that child colors, and it then rises the tide in the child. That makes sense, doesn't it? And then all the boats rise, because when the tide goes up, it brings with it all the little boats in the ships. That means all the other subjects. So what we do though is, you have to focus on your weaknesses and strengthen your weaknesses. And what happens is that makes everyone mediocre. Everyone in our society, on the whole, by the time we finish school, we are mediocre. We're not our best friend. We're disconnected from ourselves. We don't even know that we were born as unconditional love. We attract abuse into our life. We attract pain and struggle. And life, I want you to know, life is not meant to be pain and struggle. Life is meant to be, you are a manifestation, a pure photocopy of the divine source. And you could say the source is experiencing life through you. So when you eat something and it's delicious, source or the divine is experiencing that. It's adding to the spiritual world, right? Because that's the whole purpose why we came into this world, is to have an experience in our physical body. So this talk is for you to become your own best friend, and your life will go so much better. Eventually, when you do these kind of exercises, or even if you book in a session with me, even like over the phone or over Zoom, it clears the barriers between you and the happy version of you in very, very quick time. I myself receive sessions from people who help me on a very regular basis, so I definitely practice what I preach. And I always feel so peaceful and contented and whole, and I have so much clarity, and then I also have the courage to start another project. So I hope you learned something today. So what I wanted you to know is that be your own best friend. Don't be anyone else's best friend first. Make yourself your own best friend. Also in the marriage, if you're married or not, or whether you have a partner, I want you to know in the first place, you're always married to yourself first. So if you find true love in yourself, you become an open channel to attract true love in your life, right? High value, high quality love, high quality friendships, high quality money flows that get you to your goals faster with less stress and friction. And you can even heal your entire past. Don't worry about it. Like so many things have happened to me in the past. Like I was completely barking up the wrong tree for many years, for decades. In a forest of all wrong trees, right? I literally had to find myself out of the forest, and then I had to stop backing to the wrong tree. So what I want you to know is that the present is the medicine for your past and your future. So in the present moment, in the now, you can change everything, and you can take action and start today by getting a pen and paper, write down what you value most about you, what defines you. Is it music? Is it basketball, right? You have to think of something that if it was taken away from you, if that was just erased, you wouldn't basically know who you were. Is it your passion for cooking or gardening, or just think of something that is absolutely intrinsically you. And so you write that down. Ideally, you write down 3 of those. And then you write down about this much below it, like why is this important, and you anchor it in. And your cells are listening, remember? So the cells in your body, they have eyes and ears, and they're listening and they're getting it and they kind of nodding and they're thinking, yeah, that's so good, I'm on board with this, like, yeah, I get it, yeah, I love that. And then you do the next one and the next one. And what research has shown is that your hormones, the stress hormones for starters, are massively reduced. You're actually producing more happy hormones. And then if you have to do something difficult, like you have to go to a job interview or do an exam or something else that's challenging, people usually fly through that, with flying colors, I was going to say, yeah. Because actually what's happened, it's also allowed them to see, well, even if it doesn't matter if I get a job or not, because I know who I am and I'm my own best friend, right? And that's more important to me than anything in the world. So that's just what I really felt important. I wanted to share with you today. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for sticking with me for 20 minutes today. I know sometimes I get a bit long-winded, but anyway, I hope you get something from it that you can take away, that you can work with all week, rebuild your mind-body connection, because it's up to you to do it. Nobody's more interested in you than you yourself, and you're a high-value being, so show yourself that love and that friendship, and get in through the back door. I've just shown you a way to get in that's really going to boost your self-esteem and change your inner pharmacy. So thanks everyone. Let me know if you found it helpful, and if you need more help, I'm here, so you can reach out to me. I'll put link in below the video, and just let me know what's happening for you in your life, because I'd love to hear from you as well. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye for now.